Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and today I'm going to be showing you all of the things that were revealed today for the Year 2 stuff. So all the stuff that's coming out for Year 2, I'm going to be showing you in this video. They did do a reveal stream a little bit earlier on. I highly recommend you go and watch that as well once you're done with this video. Alternatively, you can watch that instead of this one. But I'm going to go into some details that were revealed in the blog, and I'm going to be taking you through some of the main parts that came out of that little live stream video. So again, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. As for this video, I'm going to go through it, like I said, through all the details of the blog post and that as well on top of that. So from the very top of the blog post, I'll leave that link to the description as well, so if you want to follow along with me. Hitman 3 Year 2 starts on 20th of January 2022, and we're excited to reveal more of what we've been working on. Watch the full Year 2 reveal stream now for all the announcements, reveals, and never seen before footage of new content coming to World of Assassination 2022. Then read on for more details. So the first thing they revealed in the live stream video was the Elusive Target Arcade. Is going to be a new game mode that's coming to Hitman 3 from January 20th. And it says the Elusive Target Arcade is a brand new game mode that takes the Elusive Target concept to the next level. It mixes up the formula and introduces new challenges and unlockable rewards along the way, all whilst keeping the essence of what makes Elusive Targets exciting and interesting to play. There are several significant chances to the mode here. Each arcade contract now tasks you with taking down consecutive elusive targets, one contract after the other. Each one must be completed to proceed to the next, and there will be additional complications added to the contract as well. If you fail an arcade contract at any point, there will be a 12-hour lockout before you can retry that contract again from the very start. This lockout enables us to keep the high-stakes gameplay that is the hallmark of Elusive Targets, whilst also giving players a clear indication of when they are able to play a particular Elusive Target again. Crucially, arcade contracts are permanent additions to Hitman 3. Once we add one to the game, they won't go away. Our aims for this game mode are to give players the chance to engage and play Elusive Target content more frequently, provide a new challenge for long-time players in the Elusive Target game mode, create a new type of recurring content that will reward players with desirable unlocks. Here's a little snippet of what the live game director Kevin Goyan had to say in the Year 2 reveal stream about the Elusive Target Arcade.
This isn't just about taking down one target anymore. The Elusive Target Arcade tasks you with taking down several targets, one after the other, without failing and with new objectives and complications thrown into the mix. If you can complete the trial, you'll earn exclusive rewards that can be used in the rest of the game. And crucially, these trials will be permanent. Once they are added to the game, they'll be available and waiting for you whenever you are ready to play them. But if you fail a trial, you'll have to wait for the next day to give it another go.
When Hitman 3 Year 2 begins on January 20th, the arcade will also be open with a total of 3 arcade contracts, each one with elusive targets from a specific game in the World of Assassination trilogy. As you can see in the screenshot, the Ellipsis arcade contract has 3 targets from Hitman 3. 2 other arcade contracts will be available on January 20th with targets from Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 respectively. As we move through the year, more arcade contracts will be added to the arcade, and we can't wait to see our players take on this new challenge. So you will see some bits blurred out on the right side of the screen, which we can see the contract I'm currently playing right there in the background, which is the, I don't remember, it's the contract that was in the Isle of Scale. I can't remember what it is now, but we've played it a few times. But yeah, these are going to be recurring elusive targets that are going to be happening, well, anytime you want to really. So if you fail it, you'll have a 12-hour lockout period before you'll be able to take it on again. So you have 3 contracts at the start, and each one's going to be containing 3 targets. And obviously if you fail one of them, you're locked out for 12 hours. Then you can just basically move on to the next. So with each completion of these particular arcade ones, like the Ellipses, the Quanta and the Vitae, then you'll get a reward respectively for that. Judging from the video, they showed a pistol. I don't know what else they're going to be using for unlockables, but I hope they are pretty good, but we'll find out come January 20th. First impressions, I thought this basically just, it seemed like they took the elusive target concept and made it into an escalation, essentially, with a one chance kind of thing. But the 12 hours lockout period isn't too bad. and it gives people a chance to actually get an added challenge to it and get some more unlockables along the way. So it's a good addition to the game overall, and I'll be trying to cover these as soon as possible when you reach our way on the January 20th, because we've got to do them all back to back basically. Luckily the first one isn't too bad, but we'll get to that eventually. The next thing they revealed on the live stream reveal was the Hitman VR is coming to PC. We've already had it on PlayStation VR, but it wasn't exactly impressive because you didn't have the capability of using the PlayStation Move controllers. So now it's on PC, you'll be able to have use the controllers as well as the VR headset itself. It says Hitman VR comes to PC, and once again we're supporting the entire World of Assassination trilogy. If you can access Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 within Hitman 3, you can play it all in VR. With PC VR, we're supporting the most popular hardware to deliver the best experience to as many players as possible. Our goal is to hit the benchmark for interaction and gameplay that PC VR players are looking for, all with the Hitman style and freedom that our game offers. We've incorporated VR specific setups to some Hitman controls to make them feel as intuitive as possible and natural during gameplay. For example, you use two hands to throw items, aim with your left hand, and fling and release with your right hand. Whether you throw straight on, a ninja-like side throw, or any other way, it's going to feel satisfying. Combining these two hands with freedom to move your body and huge sandbox locations is a recipe for creativity and chaos. We've seen our own developers adapt karate stances, embrace their inner boxer, and even play around with how our AI and the game reacts to the newfound freedom of VR. And then it shows you a little bit of a clip there in the blog of example of the VR. In combat and more action-packed moments of the game, that freedom of movement really comes into play, and you are able to control the situation yourself rather than our animations taking over. When it clicks, it's great, and sometimes you feel like an idiot, but sometimes that's Hitman. PC VR will be available for Hitman 3 owners when the year 2 begins on January 20th. Full details and supported hardware will be revealed here on the blog before launch. So, I don't currently have a VR headset. I'm planning to get one soon, and I will try and get some Hitman VR gameplay or some walkthroughs and stuff like that on the channel in the next few weeks and months ahead. That should be cool, and hopefully we can try and figure out how to do a VR stream or something at some point. That would be quite fun to do, I think. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Next up, the revealed is technology improvements. It says release date later in 2022, so it's not January 20th for this one. Hitman 3 Year 2 is a fantastic opportunity for us to unleash some of the technical improvements that we're continuing to make our Glacier technology. One of the most notable enhancements to the game will be the option to enable ray tracing to PC later this year, with better reflections and better shadows. So it's going to be ray trace reflections, ray trace shadows. Our locations are going to look better than ever. Hitman 3's opening level in Dubai's skyscraper is a fantastic showcase of how ray tracing improves the visual fidelity because of the volume of reflective surfaces in a small area. Equally so, the rainy Chongqing location later in the game looks especially impressive. When it is made available for Hitman 3 on PC later this year, ray tracing will be enabled for all locations in the World of Assassination trilogy. So, if you don't know what that is, it's basically more realistic reflections in sort of like shot windows, puddles on the floor, glass, mirrors and things like that. More realistic kind of reflections and realistic shadows. The downside to ray tracing is it's a massive performance hit, and I'm curious to know how much of a performance hit it's going to be. It already looks impressive as it is with screen space reflections, so I'm not sure how much this is going to add overall to the feel and look of the game, but we'll see when it comes to that, and I'll try and get some footage for you on my PC when it comes available, and we can do like a side-by-side comparison between screen space reflections and ray tracing, and we can see if it's worth it. You know, we can do a video on that later down in the year when it comes out. Going on, it says additional to ray tracing, our ongoing partnership with Intel means that we will now be one of the first development studios in the world to implement Intel's XeSS technology, which uses machine learning to deliver more performance with exceptional image quality. Finally, we'll be implementing VRS, which is variable rate shading, to boost PC performance by shading at different frequencies in different parts of the image, putting more power to where it's most impact. So basically it's going to be putting all your graphics what's on the screen. So, which is good. It's basically, it sounds like DLSS, but didn't say anything about DLSS on here. Usually when they have ray tracing, DLSS usually comes with it. Apparently there was some leak somewhere suggesting that DLSS is coming to Hitman 3, but it didn't specifically mention it. It only mentioned Intel's XeSS technology, and I don't know if that's only available for Intel CPUs either. It doesn't say that either. It just says Intel XeSS. Currently I have a Ryzen 9 3950X, so I'm not sure if it's going to be capable. I'm not sure if it's just Intel CPUs or not, but we'll see in a future date when that comes to it. Next thing they announced as well is that they are basically bundling all 3 games into one singular package. It's going to be called the Hitman Trilogy, and that's going to be released on January 20th as well. So it's now that the trilogy is complete, we're excited to unveil Hitman Trilogy as a way for new players to get started in the world of assassination. This collection, together with Hitman 1, Hitman 2 and Hitman 3 into a single package, making it easier than ever to take your first steps to becoming Agent 47. Hitman Trilogy will be available digitally on January 20th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Epic Game Store, as well as Steam and Xbox Game Pass. Let's talk more about these new platforms. As Hitman 3 arrives on Steam to coincide with the start of Year 2 and have full support for PC, VR, and all the technical improvements that we mentioned earlier, such as ray tracing, XeSS, and variable rate shading. We're working on support for Steam achievements and trading cards too. Plus, we'll be including the Trinity Pack, which is with the Hitman 3 pre-order bonus, for free on all editions of Hitman 3 for the first 30 days. The Hitman Trilogy will be available with Xbox Game Pass, PC Game Pass, and Game Pass Ultimate on January 20th, giving you everything you need to jump straight into the world of assassination. We're excited to welcome a new wave of players to enjoy the full trilogy through new platforms and services. This is great. I think this is about time we did this, because people are being all confused about the whole transferring progress stuff from Hitman 1 to Hitman 2 and Hitman 3. They've gotten rid of all that kerfuffle, and they're going to basically have it all under one singular game, which is a good idea. I'm glad they've finally been able to do this. We did mention it during the last stream as well. They're going to come up with some sort of definitive ultimate edition of the game, so they've bundled the whole thing into one now, which is good. And the fact that it's come to Xbox Games Pass as well, which is another great thing as well on top of that. Another thing they announced during this reveal as well is something that's coming in spring 2022, and it's called Hitman Freelancer. It says Hitman Freelancer is a brand new single player mode coming to Hitman 3 that introduces roguelike elements, strategic planning, and customizable safe house. Let's start by exploring one of the new maps coming to Hitman 3 in Year 2, which is Agent 47 Safe House. So they are considering Agent 47 Safe House as a map, which is what I was afraid of when I mentioned this in yesterday's stream as well. I thought they would do this. So when they say maps, new maps are coming, new maps means with the plural, that means there's going to be at least 2, right? So I get together with the map reveal that not a reveal, but a little teaser they showed at the end of this stream. This looks like it might be just one map and this safe house, because they're classing this safe house as a map. This playable space is an entirely different type of location, and we've never built anything like it before. It's customizable and allows you to choose exactly what type of Hitman you are or want Agent 47 to be. As you progress through Freelancer, more areas of the safe house can be unlocked and new customization options will be available, which sounds a really cool idea. You got a whole safe house, you can design it any way you want to, you know, and it's basically customizable, which is really cool. You've got a dressing room which you can change your suits and see yourself changing the suits. You've got a shooting range and you can test out all your weapons and stuff like that before missions. You've got a helicopter, you've got a plane you can fly to, different missions. It's a really cool idea. So you can configure and customize the safe house to your exact specifications and spend as much time as you want there. Whether you want to pick up a new suit, browse and test your weapons at the firing range, or make changes to your decor, it's all possible. The safe house is an important space because all your pre-mission planning takes place there. After exploring the safe house, it's time to work. 47 will have access to a mission hub where he can view all the currently available Freelancer campaigns, each one representing a criminal enterprise that is prominent across the world of assassination. It's entirely your choice which campaign you pick, and each one will take you on a globe-trotting campaign to a selection of locations. For each campaign, you need to choose the order you want to play the missions. After each mission, you'll return to the safe house to restock, resupply, and strategically plan your next move. Whichever location you leave until last will be where you'll corner the leader of the Enterprise. So you'll have a choice of different targets there, and you can choose whatever map you want. So if you want to save your favorite map till the end, to where the leader is going to be, that's the best opportunity to do it. So explode that cover, eliminate them, and the campaign is complete. You get paid, and you'll get to return to your safe house. Campaign missions will have been reworked to fit the Freelancer mode. For example, locations will have a new NPC types that can either help or hinder your progress. Suppliers will offer a selection of weapons and items that you can acquire to increase your chances of success, whereas other NPCs will alert leaders and make your job more difficult. In addition to these NPCs, there are several other elements that will make the Freelancer campaigns unique. You'll be able to find safes, hidden stashes, and even other NPC assassins. Unlike the main Hitman campaign, your gear in Freelancer is not persistent. Anything you bring on a mission and don't bring back to the safe house will be lost. So if you thought you were attached to the silver baller before, wait until you've left it in Dartmoor and it's gone for good. Looking for gear at a supplier is one way to restock your inventory or replace a lost treasure. Consumables such as explosives or poison syringes will also need to be restocked since there's no supply from the ICA in Freelancer mode. We're excited about Freelancer giving players a persistent and infinitely replayable experience that is entirely their own, from customizing their safe house to match their style or mood, configuring and strategically planning for campaigns, through to picking a playstyle with all their gear on the line. Hitman Freelancer is coming to Hitman 3 Year 2 this spring. We'll have more details to share leading up to its release. So you'll have a choice of like 6 dossiers, and you got, for example, 16 targets across a course of 5 or 6 missions or so like that, and you can pick whatever map you want to. You take out the group of enemies, and by the time you get to the final contract, you'll narrow down the leader, and you need to find out who the leader is. And speaking of which, here is the principal designer of Hitman 3 and to tell you a little bit more about that.
When you get to the final mission, you don't know exactly who the leader is. You have some intel that will help you, but you still have to unravel who the actual leader is. So this feels very random when you play over and over again, that you can't really learn the missions. You have to think every time.
So it seems interesting. We'll get to that when they reveal a bit more information a little bit later down the line. That's coming this spring. And speaking of spring, I'm not sure if it is going to be released in the spring, but it says later on in 2022 they showed a little teaser of a new map, and it's codenamed Rocky. It says Agent 47 just doesn't stop traveling. More details about this new map codenamed Rocky will be revealed later in Year 2, and it showed you a little clip at the end, and this is what it looks like. So it certainly does look interesting. It's almost like a nighttime Haven Island mixed with an Isle of Scale, kind of like Rocky Mountain bits there. So it is interesting. I'm looking forward to when that comes out, but here's a bit of a recap of what we've gone over. So starting off, we've got the new Elusive Target arcade mode coming January 20th on the release. We've got the VR coming out as well as the ray tracing coming out later on in 2022. We've got the Hitman trilogy coming to Game Pass and all platforms, so it's going to be all bundled into one. Got Hitman Freelancer new mode coming in spring 2022, and we got a new map coming later on in the year as well, whenever that may be. But overall, that's all the information that was revealed in today's live stream reveal, and that's all the information I've got to share with you. Until I've got more information, I'll be sure to share that with you in the future. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about all the stuff that's revealed? What's your most favourite part, and what are you looking forward to the most? I'm interested to know all your thoughts and ideas in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to do the channel, hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams, and consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below or clicking the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.